Chairwoman, thank you very much. I appreciate hearing your enthusiasm. You and I are involved in a lot of hearings on this subcommittee and others, and I would hate to admit that any of them are ones that I'm not excited about being at. But if there's a level of enthusiasm for a subject for a hearing, it is this one, and it's nice to have the two of you here today together. And I certainly welcome our former colleague and Administrator Nelson and Director Panchanathan to this hearing. I want to start by thanking Panch for visiting Kansas with me last year. It was a highlight and very valuable, certainly to me, and I hope to you, but to the people, the students that we spent and you spent time with. And I'm very grateful for that. And Senator Nelson, you are relentless, may be an overstatement, but not far, relentless in your willingness, stated willingness to come to Kansas. And it seems to be my schedule that is keeping that from happening, and I'm going to make it happen shortly. And I thank you for that. There is great value in Americans seeing the two of you, hearing what you're about, your mission, and generating the enthusiasm in them. It's helpful to us as we appropriate money for our constituents to believe that that money is being wisely spent and of value to the country. The proposed budget for NASA is $26 billion. It's an increase of about 8%. NSF's proposed budget is $10.5 billion and represents an almost 19% increase. I am pleased to be a conferee on USICA, and I hope that we have success in reaching an agreement so that that legislation can become law. NASA is one of the most well-known government agencies. In the past year, we've witnessed the successful launch of the James Webb Telescope, and I appreciate your efforts, Administrator, to see that I and four of my colleagues were present. We didn't quite succeed. It all worked on the 20th of December. It worked on the 22nd of December. It may have worked on the 24th of December, but when it was Christmas morning, most of our families had other plans for us on that day. But in addition to the James Webb Telescope, it was a year of research and science on Mars, from Perseverance and Ingenuity, and we are eagerly awaiting Artemis I launch that signifies our first step toward returning American astronauts, and in this case, a woman to the moon. I've been the lead Republican on this committee since the early days of the Artemis program and worked closely with the previous administrator to identify challenges ahead on what was needed to ensure the long-term success of Artemis missions. Returning to the moon and sustaining a presence there is a long-term goal for our nation, and I'm pleased that this administration is continuing that goal. NSF's scientific research is no less impressive. In Kansas alone, you can go from a lab studying plant genomics to studying Arctic and Antarctic ice without leaving the state and even without leaving the campus. We cannot rest upon our past successes, however. There is significant competition across the globe to be the nation that unlocks the knowledge and discoveries that will drive economic growth and success. This research is important to our national security as well. We see that competition is focused from investments by other nations, but also from incentivizing the unlawful transfer of intellectual property. This is a recognition of the power of knowledge. It is important we are able to harness that power, knowledge, and inspirations generated by your agencies for the good of our country. NASA and NSF have the opportunities to capitalize on their missions to encourage students, young people across the country, no matter where they live, to pursue activities and careers in STEM. We just had a former astronaut in Kansas at the Kansas Cosmosphere, and we visited with 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, hugely of value. They had no interest in me, but were very excited about the astronaut. Our country needs a workforce in each and every state that's ready to push the frontiers of knowledge and has the skills to thrive in a tech-intensive economy. Great opportunities within your agencies to maintain our leadership across the scientific spectrum, on Earth and in space, if we are strategic in our investments. We're at a time where there is severe unrest in the world. Russia and China continue to make significant gains in the space domain. It's vital the United States maintain our leadership in space and in research and development, and I look forward to discussing the importance of this and the details of your proposed budgets being presented with us today. I thank you both for your leadership.